Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back as always to another video on the channel. Deadlock Weekly today is going to be a members only version because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather and I am already just dreading going to work tomorrow, and if I'm honest, I just need to spend the next few hours of the day watching the Patriots game and playing a video game and not working on graphics. But I really value obviously all you guys' support, so I wanted to make sure I got something out for you guys. Deadlock Weekly next week, we're going to do a double version because we had a huge week this week that I honestly do really want to cover because there's a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about. But I wanted to make sure I got something out for you guys today because I know that I missed a couple of weeks ago, and I feel badly about that. And this sucks, but yeah, frankly, it's what's necessary for me to be able to do my job this week at work. And there's going to be a channel update video this week as well. Going over a couple of changes that I'm going to make to hopefully help make sure that something like this doesn't happen again. Especially the real reason that I'm like taking today as opposed to me just doing it is because I've got something to do this evening, and then I want to make sure that I don't feel like I need to take a Sunday off on a once the big December update comes out. I want to make sure I'm ready each week for when that happens. So double full episode next week. I'll cover the past couple of weeks, but I want to make sure I got something for you guys today. And the first thing that we got is that, and I apologize, guys, if I missed things. This is like the outline that I wrote yesterday that I'm just gonna kind of talk off of. But we got a few new leaks about new heroes. The first thing is that there's 4 to 7 heroes that are in development. Pretty much everything, guys. There has been like so much. This is the other thing too. Is like I am literally like the little like crying wolf meme, and like the leakers, the leaker parents are arguing. There are a few different leakers in this community, and they have been less than cordial the past week, and I'm not in the middle of it, but they are both arguing over my head, or they're all arguing over my head, and it's a little exhausting to deal with, if I'm honest. And so all the leaks that we're going to talk about today pretty much come from one of those few sources, whether that be Minesweeper, Hezi, Sleep. And when we do the full thing, I'll make sure I get the credit to the right folks. But the first thing is the first character that's leaked is a little guy named Familiar, who right now is a character that's about the size of Krill. He wears his little PJs and he hops on enemies' heads. He sounds like he's just gonna be the most, like, if you have a little like hobgoblin gremlin friend that you play this game with, like, they will be their favorite character. They can steal the bridge buffs. They send out little like almost like the way that I heard the description, it almost reminds me of like what's the little guy with the Pikmin from Smash where he can throw those bitches out and they'll run and go and like steal the bridge buff or something. It kind of sounds like something similar to that. Now, obviously, Smash and Deadlock, two different games, but like it sounds like he's got little minions that'll go run around the map and do things for him. And he's the size of Krill. So this guy's going to be hysterical. I'm excited to get more info about him. And the other thing too, guys, is that I am going to post just a bunch of links to sources that if you guys do want to dive in more, that's all down there for you. Normally I would get it all into my script for today, but yeah. And then we also got Fencer, who is a short little slashing hero, who's going to have, you can guess, multiple charge abilities and things like that. And then we did get a couple of fake leaks as well this week, guys. And, like, the age of AI is just completely upon us, where like you can just send a picture of someone to it and then just tell it to spit me back an image of this person doing this, and it'll give it to you. And that's exactly what we had here. We had a couple of fake leaks about Venator and Yamato that totally look real, and they fooled a bunch of people. And frankly, if I weren't told by the people that made them that they were AI, I would not have. I totally could have fallen for these as well. So worth knowing that the recent Venator leak, which was a picture of the back of his head looking at bridge buff with a ponytail, that was made by Gemini, the Google AI thing. And then Yamato, I don't know how that one was made, but I do know that was AI as well. Also had that one confirmed to me, and that was looking at Yamato's back. Like I said, 4 to 7 heroes are in development. A lot of people were saying Venator and Boho. Venator is confirmed by the leakers to be, he's coming out in December. A lot of people were saying maybe we'd see Boho, but there's been some conflicting, again, this is like where mom and dad are fighting about whether or not Boho is going to wind up in the next one, or if she's even being really worked on anymore. And then this week we did actually get an update to the actual game, and it was a little bit of an anti-cheat update, so nothing that we're actually going to notice in our games, really. Yoshi was just saying they're going to be hoping to catch more cheaters and be able to shine a little bit of a bigger spotlight on Smurfs. And there were a few precursors to this as well. Like if you recall, the past few weeks, Valve had been like increasing their tracking of like certain metrics, whether that be like how close to like the last second you would be before you parried or something, like things like that. That would be like, okay, this person's parrying every hundredth of a second before the last instance he could. Probably has an auto parry or something like that. And so they're hoping that by adding features like that, they'll be able to identify cheaters and things better. Yoshi was saying we're not going to get more frogs in our games because the anti-cheat's going to detect it after the game. But yeah, hopefully some better cheater detection coming up. Then guys, win rates weekly, it was really unremarkable this week, honestly. Like every now and again, or not every now and again, but like once every 2 months, we have a win rates weekly where we're just like, yeah, that's the chart where it's just like, yep. Page is on top, right? We're kind of in just like this, I don't want to call it page meta, but everybody knows how strong Paige is, right? She's not taking over a game, but everybody knows how strong Paige can be if you can't kill her, and how impactful she can be on her team. And so we see that, but then, it's the same strong heroes, Victor, our gun carries, and, you name it, all up top. And so it's just a rather unremarkable week this week for win rates weekly, but Victor is creeping back up, and it's funny. They just nerfed this guy, and he drops down to like 7th on the win rate chart, and then he just creeps back up over like the next 2 weeks. And so it really is interesting where we're gonna wind up with Victor, and I wonder if we are gonna have like on release, like we'll be looking at Victor and just look back at the games that we played with him, like when he first came out, and just be like, why was he even like this? Yeah, so Victor creep is upon us. Shout out Frankenstein. New Frankenstein movie just came out too, actually, I think. Big day for Victor fans. And then, guys, we diving into our tournament roundup. Before we start with Night Shift, Abrahams did have a roster shakeup again. ABL and Dmov are now on Abraham, so ABL is back on Abrahams after a couple of weeks away on Goo Balls, and then Dmov was also added as well. Jamside is no longer on Abrahams. Very interesting to note. Really, until kind of not like a surgeons, but it feels like ABL has kind of become a little bit of he's taken another level of like recognition since the Trolley Open. And so up until then, I kind of viewed Jamside as like the face of Abrahams, if you will. And so I feel like that's certainly changed with ABL and Dmov joining up on that roster. And I do wonder if this means the end of the Goo Balls. If I had to guess, honestly, I would say no, because they do have they have a very competent roster. They just need a couple of good players to actually fill it in, and they're the way that they had played with funneling souls into OCs and then just letting OCs just absolutely run over the entire lobby at 30 minutes. Like it's kind of that is like they can keep running that playstyle, I feel like, because I mean no one has been able to stop them yet, really. So I am curious if it means the end of the Goo Balls, but I mean I think they could totally, if they can find a couple new players. I don't know. I have to imagine Jamside's done with competitive if he's not on Abrahams anymore, but who knows, right? So yeah, and then we did see the emergence of Gun Holiday as we actually jump into the tournament. Gun Holiday in Europe was just absolutely nuking everyone and everything, because just the single shot gun damage, I mean, by the end of I forget which map it was, but I remember at the end of one of the maps, the Holiday was taking down the base guardians, the enemy base guardians, just like cleaning up in between the patron drops. And I think she took them out in like 3 or 4 shots, like each one. And just that single shot gun damage, I mean, one shot to a Vindicta is maybe more than half her health. Like that, so that's insane. We're probably going to see Gun Holiday. I mean, we'll see ultimately how much of a how frequently and how oppressive this build becomes outside of pro play, right? But I have to imagine that that's the beginning of an age of Gun Holiday that's going to start here. And the Goo Balls did win. They did still have ABL on the team at that time, so that was the like ABL OC, and yeah, exactly what happened here. OC's just picked up Gun Holiday and just mulched everyone in the late game. And so the Goo Balls did win in Europe this week. And then in North America, we actually did have a little bit of a strange one, because the Unks actually defeated Poshy Pop's team, Bunny with Clock, in the Challengers match to go and play in the money match. And in the Challengers match, Unks actually won the game without killing 2 of the 3 enemy walkers. They defeated the Patron before they defeated most of the walkers, and so very rare that you see that happen, but it totally can happen. I remember when 3 lanes first started, I was just like, are people just gonna run straight into the base without killing walkers now? And that's like one of the first times that I've actually seen it happen, but sometimes you just snowball like crazy and you just go, you know what, right, whatever, we're running straight into the base, and that's exactly what happened. And yeah, so the melee creeps, or rather, the Unks did defeat Bunny with Clock in the Challenger stage, and it looks like Bunny with Clock is going to stick around for at least a little while. I saw Pashi streaming with Bunny with Clock title throughout the week this week, so hopefully that team sticks around as well. And then the Unks did show up to the money match and just got absolutely mulched by melee creeps. 2-0 for the melee creeps. They won the second map in less than 20 minutes. And yeah, there's levels to this. And yeah, melee creeps are showing that they are at a level head and shoulders above the rest of the competition. It certainly seems in North America, especially with no sneaky golem this week. And yeah, guys, so I'm sorry that there's not going to be a proper video out today, but I mean, honestly, it's what I need so that I can not get into trouble at work this week, because so that I don't freak out because I'm at the end of my rope. So I just need another day to chill. Play some Deadlock, watch some video games, or watch some Patriots game, and yeah. So I'm exhausted, if you cannot tell by that outro. So I may just go back to bed. But guys, have a great day. I will see you guys again very shortly this week. I've got an update video that's coming. That's just gonna go over Deadlock Weekly, for example. A new day is coming for when that's coming out. So have a good day, night. What fucking time is it? I'll talk to you. Peace.